non-Rita wandering through these frigid lands. It takes courage, or perhaps folly, to traverse the forlorn swords alone. Sit, if it pleases you. A warm flame is rare here. The farther north you go, the less life you'll find. Nothing but snow, mountains, and the Dalrita, mourning days long gone. I'm an old Dalrita. I couldn't care less anymore. You, though? You look like someone who's never had to scoop snail roe from a fiend's guts. My advice, leave them be. And if you're fool enough to poke one, run like hell while you still can. They tend to explode. I am Vati. Little else of me is worth knowing. Yet you asked as though you seek some greater tale. Not in my case, stranger. I'm just an old man, exiled from a tribe long ago. You, however, seem sharp, strong, and you're not from here. That much is clear. Now it's you I'm curious about. So tell me, what brings you to the Forlorn Swords? Well, I'll be. I haven't heard a tale like that in years. And what do you need those cursed trinkets for? A mission, you say, and it must be damn important. I'm afraid, however, that in this ruined village, you won't find what you're looking for. But I know someone who might be able to help. Gerfan. That old codger might finally prove useful to someone for a change. Camelot. They butchered almost everyone from the Gunnvaldr tribe. Old Frode, Gunnvaldr chief, knew the Camelosians were coming. He called for aid, but no one answered his plea. What a disgrace. And so, divided we fall. Now, his firstborn wages his own war in the south. The Dalrita dare not speak his name aloud. They call him One-Eye now. The last I heard, his people had taken the temple of the All-Mother. Among the Dalrita, there were rumors that their giants had begun to stir. Hard to say how much truth there is to it. Look for yourself. Still sleeping like the dead. Camelot may have feared it, though. A wakened giant would have been just another burden on their already troubled heads, and royalist heads seem far less suited to carrying burdens. That's how I see it. Here? No. What happened here was a slaughter. The battle itself was fought in the fortress, but I wouldn't advise going there. Folks lose their wits there. For as long as I recall, restless Dalrita lingered within its walls, kinless or destined to leave heirs that would not remember their ancestors. But then the Gunnvaldr decided to look after them. They claimed the fortress for themselves. No one objected. Gunnvaldrs had close ties to the spirits of their ancestors. They took in those forgotten as their own, forging a bond with them. In return, the spirits granted them strength, sometimes even coming to their aid. Frode and his people thought moving the battle within the fortress walls would give them advantage. Well, they all died, so that tells you how it turned out. The only tribe living close enough were the Ulfr, but trust me, most would rather raise a toast to their ancestors than meddle with their spirits. Let the dead remain dead, as they say. It's surprising he's still alive, I won't deny. But I understand how he gathered loyal warriors. The mood in the tribes is sour. Some have had enough. They break away and rally to the banner of the proud warlord, a madman's fight against the oppressor. A romantic vision, isn't it? I was once a scribe, and true to my calling. I live in the past, stranger. I won't tell you anything of value, just old tales and bygone days. I have little contact with the tribes these times. The words of an exiled Darita carry little weight, same as his name. You'd be better off discovering things for yourself, believe me. It will be a far greater lesson than anything I could ever tell you.
Who dares disturb the silence of the stone? Speak, small one, and tell me why you stand before the summoner. Honor, a rare gift from the living to the forgotten. But honor alone does not earn my blessing. Show me your strength, your will, and the bonds you have forged with others. Only then will I lend you the might of the summoner. Alive, dead, such words mean little to a being as old as I. My essence lingers, bound to the stone and the world it once shaped. Speak not of what I am, but of what you seek. Tryggva, the parasite clinging to the pillar. He twists the old ways for his own greed, a shadow of what the Ulfra once stood for. If you wish to rid the world of his corruption, you must prove you are worthy of my power. Call forth your allies, mortal. The summoner respects not lone strength, but the bonds that carry us forward. Together you will face this trial. Fail, and I shall remain silent forevermore. You have faced my summons and stood victorious. Few possess the strength to endure, and fewer still the bonds to overcome. You are worthy of my blessing. Take it, mortal, and carry the strength of the summoner with you. But know this. My power is not a gift. It is a burden. Wield it wisely, for it binds you to those you fight for. Go now. The giant strength is yours to wield, but their expectations are yours to bear. Do not fail.
I can only assume that Camelot is no longer what I once built it to be. If it were up to me, the old agreements would still be honored. But if they went through with such an attack, then they must have had a reason. I suspect it was the need to secure resources in case the weirdness thickens. All signs point to that. The men here in Kuanacht, the assault on the Gunnvaldr, and we don't yet know what else they've done. Don't ask if I would have done the same. We cannot truly know what the situation in Camelot is like now.
make you pay for that! Who goes there? You're only making me... Stay focused. That's all you've got. This is gonna hurt.
What's that noise? I'll make you pay for that!
your ground. Show me what you're made.
I sense the presence of a soul. The veil stirs. I awaken. Time is not mine to measure. No sun reaches this place. If you seek such knowledge, find the one the creators named Time Construct. Or ask the construct for watching Outlanders. He counts the days, or so it's said. I am the observation construct, set here long ago by my creators. Of them, no trace remains, only silence. Yet you bear the soul mark of a creator. Faint, flickering, but there. Shall I speak what I have seen? You must choose what I shall speak of. My memory holds much, but not all at once. Would you know of the living that pass through this place? Or the signs carved upon stone? Or the bones and the other still organic matter? So be it. Many come, small lives, clawed and toothsome. They bicker, they fight, they devour. Be wary. None like you have passed this way in many cycles. None who bore such light in the soul. The stone is painted history. The first carved their truths into the walls, signs not bound by the turning of time. I watched as stars marked their days, the gut of the mountain, the giant's eye. The sky bore witness when the primordial fell. The pattern remains for those who know how to follow it, but few now do. One rests still, a skull of the first, cradled on a pedestal, delicate, revered. Perhaps the old tales speak true, that the creators sprang from those ancient ones. The signs point that way, but to say more would be beyond my knowing. A greater construct would be needed. I do not know this word. I was woken by the hand of creators, or perhaps by their will. That is enough. I wake to presence. I rest when the world falls silent. The watch is ended, for now. When another soul walks this ground, I shall wake once more. Take this as a memento of our meeting.
through your eyes. A truly fascinating phenomenon. It only proves how little we understood about the Fordwellers. Sadly, our encounters with them were limited to the battlefield. We knew they created helpers for themselves, but their use appeared strictly military. We saw creatures that dragged the bodies of fallen Fordwellers off the battlefield, like great hands retrieving their dead, or living beacons that revealed the location of our camps. But this construct seems even older. It must have been created before we ever arrived, back when they could explore their lands in peace. Lands we had to wrest from them, just to survive. We had no time for such speculation. As you know, survival in this hostile land was all that mattered to us. But now, with the construct's claim that they might have been the fathers of the Fordwellers, it does give one pause. Who knows? Perhaps humans too might one day learn to coexist with the Wyrdness. But first, we must give them the time, so they may have a chance to find out.
I thought I heard it here once. Soft, like a crack in the air before storm. But it slipped away. Again. Did you hear it? Maybe you weren't listening in the right way. I'm trying to hear the perfect thought. What remains of it, at least. It was the first true thing. We were made from it. We remember only the weight of its absence. It wasn't a word, and it wasn't a sound. It was what came before all. Before we knew how to shape clay and burn fields, before we named anything at all. Before all that, there was a thought. Not a rule, not a command. Just the rightness of a thing standing where it should stand. Growing where it should grow. I don't think it meant to leave us behind. I think we forgot how to hold it. Because it's the only thing that ever made sense. Everything else is broken. It's real, because nothing else ever fit right after it was gone. Maybe nothing. Maybe the stones would sit straighter in the ground. Thank you for listening. My clansmen lost patience for me. A while ago. Here, take this. It might prove useful during your travels. Farewell. Farewell.
It's crawling with monsters out there, isn't it? I'm hiding here to get my strength back before moving on. Out of here. Anywhere. The farther the better. I've got just one last piece of unfinished business keeping me in these lands. But I need a lot more strength before I finish my mission. And all these monsters sure aren't making things any easier. I want to get rid of Scarran the Skin Taker. He shouldn't rule over anyone, and he certainly shouldn't try to unite all the scattered nameless under his banner. But if he succeeds, the way he is now, he'd have us attacking our own brothers. I've had enough bloodshed. One eye's off to his war, and word is that Gunnvaldr wants to call the moot and go to war with Camelot. Or with one eye for going after Camelot. Either way, it ends with us spilling more of our own blood. But it's the truth. And I was thinking, if you're willing, we could make a deal. You see, if Scarran were to be killed by someone outside the Del Rita, not only would he die, so would his legend. My nameless brothers will see the truth. Someone wiser will take his place, and we'll live in peace. Exiled, maybe, but still honorable. Ha! That's what I like to hear. I can finally go back to my people, and nobody will cast me out again. Now, all I need to do is defeat you, and bring your head to the camp. Whoever avenges Scarran takes his place. That's the way of the nameless Darita. Runt! I'll show you, Runt!
You're only making me angry! You're only making me angrier!
don't come back.
So tell me.
Fancy woman. Think of me.